How's it going, guys? Wait, transition. How's it going, guys? This is Jamco, and we are back to another episode of Sakura Space. Last time, we met Nami, who seems to forget how to dress at times when she's like probably dozing off. And basically, we just told the crew that we are gonna be focusing all of our efforts on this one job. And now, it's time for us to see how Nami's doing. Katori and her are as different as the sun and the moon. Such an expression really doesn't make sense outside of the Milky Way. Oh well, Nami's quite different to say at the least. I could hear loud echoes coming from the training room. Let's see what's going on in there. I step inside the training room's observation deck. Sure enough, there she is. Quietly, she stands to attention. So what settings would you prefer for this particular combat scenario, Nami? Medium difficulty medium difficulty this time. I need a warm-up before I really get into it. Acknowledged. Preparing simulated environment. As the AI speaks, a number of different hills, objects, and obstacles begin to emerge around Nami. In addition to that, I begin to see a number of different drones lazily drifting through the air around her. They dive in between cover and obstacles, like how a fish would hide underneath a rock in an aquarium. It sets the stage for quite an interesting engagement. Whoa, that's a nice sword actually. And this music. Honestly, she reminds me of Uni from Hyperdimension, like with that hair, at least I would say. Unlike how awkward she was before, Nami's eyes are filled with clarity. She carefully analyzes her environment, fully prepared for any threats coming her way. Beginning combat exercise in 10 seconds. As the AI counts down, she seizes her blades and enters the battle stance. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you gotta like the music in this. And what is this hoop over around here? Although it does look really good, at least I would say. Begin. Holographic enemies appear in the room. A complete circle of security drones surround her. They begin to home in, unleashing a barrage of holographic pellets. Nami does not miss a beat. With a fluid movement, Nami strikes down the holographic drones without missing a single beat. Her plasma color hums and sings as it flashes through the air. A flash appears behind her as one of the drones fires a holographic missile. With incredible reflexes, she dodges the rocket completely. Holographic sparks spray through the air as she slices through the drone. Her body moves with perfect precision, beautifully, and gracefully. I should never add. Well, it doesn't say "the" in the end for those things. I just add them. A larger drone appears, two miniguns sitting on either side of its hulking shape. It unleashes a figurative death storm of bullets, practically filling the entire room with holographic sparks. Into the digital haze, Nami does not lose her cool. She slides underneath the drone as it continues to fire, slicing open its belly. It disappears in a burst of pixelated explosions. More and more virtual drones continue to pour into the room. Increased difficulty. Acknowledged. The drones immediately respond. They move in ever-shifting patterns, actively attempting to flank and keep their distance away from Nami's deadly blade. Yet, it does not seem to help at all. Nami moves like a blur, counting them down within seconds of materializing. Bit by bit, the stream of virtual combatants begins to slow down, until no more enter the room at all. Without much more fanfare, she cleans up the remaining drones. Soon, it is just her standing in the room. She does not even appear to be breathing particularly hard. How are my results? Your combat performance was exceptional, Nami. The time between an enemy entering the room and being eliminated is only a few seconds. All hostile entities in the submission were eliminated with little to no delay. You are in peak competition for combat operation against non-organic targets. Overall, this has been your best performance since you helped quell that robotic uprising. Good. You may need to defend ourselves at the moment's notice, especially against non-organic foes. She holsters her swords and stretches. I think it would be good. I think it would be good to. I think it would be good to take a short nap now. I'm having so much problems with grammar. It has been some time since I've gotten a good night's sleep after all. That would be a good idea. You did not sleep particularly well last night, I can tell. Slowly, the virtual environment around her dissipates into pixels. Oh, Captain. Oh, what? She's shy again? I didn't know you were watching. That was a very impressive performance, Nami. It always amazes me to watch you fight. Right, thank you. She gets awkward when she realizes someone has been watching her do something. Could you please let me know if you're watching? It it throws me up. It throws me off a bit. I didn't want to interrupt you when you look so focused. You are still competent, Nami. Thank you. I swear, Nami is really too shy for her own good. How is it that she is unable to handle someone looking at her while she works? I suppose it's just part of her personality. We have been working together for a very long time, and I've yet to see her act any differently. I I wanted to get ready for when we confront our bounty. After all, practice does make perfect, doesn't it? You are right. Nami always practices. She is by definition a perfectionist. So what scenario did you use the simulation room for this time? Considering that the simulation room can simulate anything you can imagine, there is no lack of choices for training. Full-scale inflation of Earth. It's like the one from that old game we used to play. We used to all play together. Also, they're I think childhood friends, or they met at a really young age. You remember how we used to do that one dungeon when the robots invaded Earth? Oh yeah, I remember that. When's the last time they made a decent MMO in the Milky Way anyway? You know what's like with the industry these days. No innovation, nothing new. True. It's really hard when everyone's like came up with the idea a long time ago. And like you have to think of a new one that's something no one's ever done. And that people will like it anyway. Continuing. Just the same old boring grinding. It's true. We should find another game though. It was fun back in the day. Although this onboard simulator is amazing too. Definitely the best purchase we have made. Training before this thing was a nightmare. It sent shiver down to my spine as I remember how badly Nami and Kotori damaged the ship with their sparring matches. What else have you tried simulating on it? Just combat situations mostly. Nothing too special. You aren't even pushing this thing to the limits of its hardware. Maybe you could even maybe you could even simulate entire dungeons from the games we used to play. Well, I don't want to run the risk of burning it out. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so triggered with how I'm like doing with my grammar. Remember what happened when Kotori tried to simulate an entire MMO? Yes, and that is exactly why Kotori is no longer allowed in the simulation room. Wonder what happened. At least, she's content to spend most of her time at the pool instead of breaking the ship's hardware these days. So the target uses the whip as a weapon? That's what the reports say. Why a whip of all things? What about it is so special? It is a massive universe we live in, Nami. Finding someone proficient enough with a whip to use it in combat? It is not exactly impossible. While true, anyone could apply themselves to learning any other weapon, and overall end up being much more effective. Simulate humanoid with whip weapon. Acknowledged. Simulate unarmed humanoid. For humans, we watch the simulation. The armed humanoid attacks the other one with its virtual whip. Nami analyzes it carefully, noting which angles and methods the whip-wielding simulation uses. This is only a very basic simulation, but it gives me a rough idea of how she could approach combat. She nods to herself. I have a few ideas for countering it now. There is more to her than a whip? I think so too. I think. Do not get overconfident. There is a lot more to Kani than a whip. Considering that she drew an entire army of drones at her from out of nowhere, we have to be careful that she doesn't try to attack us in other ways. Waging a war with nothing but proxy drones is something she is capable of. I think so too. Although she is overconfident and would readily show her face whenever she wants. That does not mean she lacks the resources to be able to defeat us without revealing herself. Perhaps it would be better to focus on my training against the Sentinels. There is nothing wrong with training to prepare yourself for both possibilities, however. Definitely, Captain. I will make sure that I am prepared to fight against anything that she throws at us. I've no doubt you will, Nami. Do we have any more information since we have left the meeting? Deducing what we have observed, she is obviously someone with training. You cannot simply commit crimes in broad daylight and evade the police like that. It could be chalked up to luck, but she has managed to do it consistently. So we can presume that she is armed, dangerous, and very competent. That is a good presumption. Is there anything else notable that you have managed to deduce? We have worked out a rough estimate on where she might appear next. Once more information is available, we will proceed to where she is expected to appear next. The first part of our bounty hunt will be an investigation. We need to work out where she is before we can attempt to take her down. Not only that, but we do not know anything about her connections. She could have an entire cartel of criminals at her beck and call. Are you having second thoughts about this bounty, Nami? Not second thoughts. We will probably never see another job like this again. But it's a good idea to plan ahead for potential danger. I agree. Anyway, I would like to get some more practice in. I will speak to you later, Captain. Until then, Nami. That was nice, at least. My mind has been in a rush since this whole thing began. I need a moment to clear my head. Another cup of cheap coffee and plenty of time to myself. I haven't started anything yet. Nothing has been set in stone. This is very deliberate on my part. Since I have rushed to get ready for this job, I'm going to end up doing a poor job of it if I keep this up. I have made plenty of observations and presumptions, but what I really need to do now is to clear my head. At least I think that would be the best course of action. Yes, it would be, or I cannot afford to rest just yet. I'll say for now. I think it would be. Right, I need to calm down. Unless I look at this with a clear head, all I am going to end up with is a jumbled mess. I just need to sit back and carefully analyze the whole situation. Fortunately, I have turned off the speakers in my room. While our AIs always have them, I do not think I need to speak with it right now. What would be best for me right now is to be by myself. I do not need anyone distracting me from my own thoughts. Let me think. She has been silent multiple times, but she only ever revealed herself once. And wherever she went, chaos followed her in her wake. Judging by that information, she must work systematically. That little bit of information will be handy if it's true. With a bit of work, I've already noticed a pattern in between her crimes. There's a delay as she travels in between these planets. However, the crimes themselves, there does not appear to be any real link between any of them. Sometimes it's significant property damage. Sometimes it's merely stealing something petty. She did take some artwork from a local art gallery once, but it was a piece not done by anyone special. Who is she, and why is she doing this? This is what I cannot work out. And none of her crimes seem to be worthy of intergalactic attention. Now that I think about it, everything about this bounty seems bizarre. Just who is she? I pulled out a digital pen and a pad. One of the ways that I work out something is with a pen. It's impossible to buy paper these days, so I just make do with a digital pad. Sitting back down on my desk, I begin to draw out my thoughts. So her first notable crime started on this planet, in this city, but none of the businesses or places she was cited had any connection to each other, as far as I can tell. Wait, where were these places located? Was there something close to them that I could connect them to? Now that I could think about it, the location of these crimes were always close to police stations? Then perhaps were her motives mocking law enforcement? Or is it for the thrill? But these details would have become readily apparent to anyone else investigating the case. So why hasn't anyone stopped her yet? All of the details swirl around in my head. I had to stop for a moment and calm myself down. There are patterns, but surely someone else would have observed this. So what does all of this mean? Wait, someone's in the room. Whoever they are, they blocked my vision. Did someone slip onto the ship while I wasn't looking? Who's there? I immediately reached for my pistol. Before I can do so, they pull their hands away. With any reflexes, I turn around to see who's there. Ugh! Guess who? She's putting a silly grin at me. Nice to see you too, Katari. Don't scare me like that again. I was so deep in my own thoughts that I did not hear her enter the room. I pulled my hand away from the pistol. You should have seen the look on your face. It's so much fun to see our cool captain lose her composure. Katari is always doing things like this. But it was kind of nice just to sit there and watch you thinking to yourself. Right. She's fully dressed in her battle gear. I see that you're wearing your equipment. Well, it's been a while since we had a big job, so I've been doing some training. Her daggers are glowing, obviously a sign that they've been used recently. Where are her daggers? Where is it? I've gotten a bit rusty, but that's nothing a little effort won't fix. When she gets that motivation to do something, Katori does it like no one else ever could. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, only time can tell. I was just wondering what our illustrious captain was thinking about. Just working on out the details on our bounty. I've bet everything on this case. Not only that, but it's going to be a difficult case to crack. With space travel as fast as it is these days, she could be anywhere in this sector. I only have a very vague information to work with too. So what do I do? I know you can work it out. After all, you just need to wait. She will slip up somewhere, and you will get more and more info as time goes on. I do not know if we will be so lucky. Etro is a bit stale, even if we arrive there soon. You're overthinking it. Just relax for a moment. I could see you working yourself into a frenzy. She does have a point. Even when I'm sitting up here, my thoughts are far too erratic. I need to calm myself down. I think I shall take your advice. Happy to help out, Captain. I expect another kiss as a thank you since you're such a generous, kind-hearted captain. Don't push your luck. Yes, professionalism. She winks at me. You will keep it up one day. I will charm you out of it. She disappears as silently as she arrived. Maybe I will give it up one day. Oh crap. Let me see if I can go back. Can I go back? Yes. The ship we live on is quite a sizable one. And what is this, a mall? What kind of ship is this? Do I have a mall and a pool? Since the operations of this mercenary company span across many parts of the galaxy, there are many different teams who live up on board. Oh. Okay then. Okay, so I think I'll end it here, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. Leave a comment, leave a like also. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. So, bye bye.